Hello and welcome back to Glen Ives Craft Design. My name is Chastity Ives, and today I'm going to be bringing you a card that I'm going to call Wicked Witch of the East. I don't know. We'll just call it that. Um, we had fun with some Tim Holtz paraphernalia, Tim Holtz stamps, mica stains, inks, uh, distress oxides, as well as distress oxide uh, sprays. It was a lot. I did all the things and I had a lot of fun. So I hope to see you on the flip side.
All right, let's get started. So I went in with the Tim Holtz Monstrous stamp set and specifically did a witch and skull and crossbones and just stamped those down with some intense black ink from Simon Says Stamp. And I'll tell you what, that ink is pigmented. It only took a couple times for me to stamp each of these down, or to re-ink the stamp. Um, and the images are freaking clear. But yeah, I went in with that ink just because I was going to be coloring in these images with Copic markers, or in my case, off-brand Copic markers. Um, and I wanted to make sure that the colors didn't bleed or run, and I didn't want the ink to run. So just, yeah, wanted to be safe there. Um, didn't want all my hard work to go to waste. Um, Yeah, so then got those out, did that, and that was fun. I don't know what it is about coloring lately, but I've been really enjoying it. It's been so therapeutic to just sit, color. I've been listening to and slash watching Sister Wives, and that family is insane. Um, I'm watching the new season, and I that's like the new season I've caught up on, and so I have no idea. I have no background of what these people are, who they are, what they're doing. So I've been watching the older seasons. There's like freaking 18 seasons. And yeah, I'm on season 2, I think. So that's, man, it's wow. It's a lot. But anyways, back to the card. After coloring in this witch, I was like, this is her nose is sort of looking like a pickle. Because I went in with those greens and I used two different shades of green, for her face and ear. And then after I got to about her nose, I was like, wait, this looks weird. Why does this look like a pickle? But I love a pickle nose, I guess. So thank you. Yeah. But then after I got done with her face, I was like, oh yeah, she's got hair and a hat on, Chastity, as well as an earring. So you might want to color those in. And so that was fun trying to figure that out on the fly. I completely spaced it. But anyways, I did that as well as the skull and crossbones. Then cut those out just haphazardly, as well as cut out these sentiments haphazardly after I stamped, or after I guess rather, um, went in with the distress oxides to distress these. Uh, I cut those so haphazardly, and after I cut them, I was like, these they're kind of cool the way I cut them. They're unique. They're not straight. They're you know just like the background I'm gonna do is just very kind of sort of random, and there's a beauty to randomness, I guess. So yeah, cut those out. Then went in with ground espresso to distress those. And then eventually went in with some oxides and pigment, some mica stains to distress them even more and just make them more stand out. Well, so while those were, drying, I went in with the back. I wanted to do the background, I guess, and got a Hero Art stamp, or sorry, stencil. I know words. And went in with this bundled sage, I believe, and just sort of haphazardly colored this in the center there. And then after doing that, I washed off the stencil because I was going to go in with some grit paste, some opaque grit paste, and stencil over what I just did, um, as well as, but I was going to do that after I took the stamp in the top left there, which is just words from from Tim Holtz's stamp set that he's got, one of many, and just sort of haphazardly put that on the background as well, because you will be able to see it up close of, you know, the words and whatnot, and that's kind of cool. So put those away, and then got out a bunch of different mica stains um, after doing the opaque grit paste application, which this was my first time using this grit paste, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I definitely am going to use it again. Um, I ordered some rock candy, so that should be here soon, and I'll probably use that as well with this paste. Um, yeah, so just haphazardly threw that down over on the background. Cleaned the stencil again. Like I said, I did a lot of cleaning. Uh, I did a lot of cleaning. I usually spray my um, backgrounds in a just a box, but I saw Tim the other day do his background on just directly on the grit mat, and then like rubbed in pieces of paper on whatever was left over, or that spilled off the edges, and then I was like, oh my god, that looks so gorgeous. So I was like, oh, I think I want to do that. So after watching that video of his, I just went straight downstairs where my craft room is and immediately did this. And I was like, okay, I think this is mine now. I'm going to take this. I like that idea. And it gives it so much going on the way he did it, that I was just like, this is genius. This is absolutely genius. I can see why he's so successful. Because I never would have thought to do this if I didn't watch that video. I would have kept spraying it in my box, which I probably still will. But I, I mean, I never would have thought. So yeah, thanks, Tim. Um, and then then I distressed the witch and the sentiments, um, because they were too perfect. I got a messy background going on. I can't have a messy foreground or image on my card. So yeah, just distressed those a little bit. Um, yeah, then just got out some random foam tape I got off of Amazon. This foam tape is super thick, which is fine. It's fine by me. But it is definitely thick, so I can't really prop anything else up on top of the card base after putting that down, um, which is fine. So I just glued the witch and the sentiment down, and also just stamped the witch and the sentiment on the inside of the card as well, in a beanstalk green from Simon Says Stamp. And I got that idea from Amy R. Um, that's, it's just more is more, and I love just going over the top with it, and it makes it even that much more special, because you really don't get cards like that, buying them from the store. Um, yeah, so I think it just gives it that little extra little bit of something. So pretty genius of her to think of that as well. Or I guess, I mean, she's probably not the first to think of it, but first person I've seen. But yeah, so glued those down, um, and then got out some dollar store embellishments or sequins, I guess, that I found over the weekend, and glued those just randomly down. I originally was gonna do 5, but decided, you know, an audible, and decided to do 7. Just 7 on each card, which I kind of like. So again, more is more, and I love more. So yeah. Anyways, after I glued those down, the cards were done. So thank you so much for watching, and I have a supply list here that you can check out if you want to do this card as well. And I'll see you on the flip side.